So we're going to talk about upgrading your content, and I'm going to focus on just three tools. One that is my favorite, and then one that is my second favorite, and then another one that's free and there and ready, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not my favorite. So you have all this content, right? We all have all this content, all this instructional content, and it helps to get it organized somehow. So yes, we have our learning management systems and we use our tools within those systems. But if you're like me, when it comes to actually designing and creating things from scratch, it can take a long time. It can be challenging. And then honestly, we just don't have time to do so. So we just don't do it, right? We just talk to our kids. We lecture when we need to. We give them the materials that we've been using for a few years. However, some of these templates inside of these tools might be the ticket that you need to upgrade some of that content and to get your kids a little more engaged than maybe they were before, and to give them some sort of activities to do as you're delivering the lessons to them. And then with some of these templates, especially like the slides media templates that I'm going to talk about, think about, what do your kids need? What do you need? How can you engage them? How can you use those templates to organize your content, to help them organize their thinking and ultimately increase their achievement, their learning? And all of these tools, before I click on the first one, please have an open mind and consider, you know what, maybe I could use this for synchronous learning. Maybe I can use this for asynchronous learning. And maybe I could actually learn it even when my kids are in front of me, which I know we all want to have done. So we have, starting from left to right, we have Slides Carnival and Slides Go, which is also at the bottom here. We have Canva. And then this link right here is a link for Canva for Education, which is Canva's way of kind of giving back to the community. So you can apply to get a free Canva account through Canva for Education if you qualify. Otherwise, you can still use the free versions of Canva. You could just use way more of it with the pro version. And then the last tool is Slides Mania, which is one of my personal favorites. And I'm going to pop out of this full screen here to talk to you about them. So Slides Carnival. First of all, it's free. They are templates for Google Slides or PowerPoint. So Microsoft or Google, whichever team you're on or whichever team your school district's on. You can filter your searches, which is what I'm going to show you in a second, by color, by theme, by topic. And then there's a lot of cool, like just strictly for educational purposes, templates inside of here. This link to Slides Go, I've kind of moved away from it because there was too many ads for my liking on Slides Go, but Slides Go is very similar to Slides Carnival, and that's where we're going to start right now. So when you click on it and click underneath, which you have to do inside of a Google slide presentation, you come here. And this is going to be the tool that I spend the least amount of time on for this first topic because I need to get to my faves. So this is Slides Carnival's dashboard. And what I like to tell my students is when you get to something new, just sit back and have a think. Just literally take your hands off the keyboard, soak in the screen real estate in front of you so that you feel more comfortable with navigating that new tool. So as I'm sitting here having a think, because I haven't clicked on this in quite a while, the first thing I notice is this top ribbon up here. So these, we have all this is how Slides Carnival organizes all their slides and PowerPoint templates. So you can look at all the templates and just kind of go through them, but there's quite a lot. That would take you a long time. You can organize them and filter them by color. Many different colors. There's an ad, go away. You can also organize it by like a feel, by like a mood. Like, what do you want your kids to, what content are you presenting? Do you want something playful when you're talking about, like a cancer research project in science? Probably not. So these kind of help you organize and customize your templates so that you get the results you need. And then if you don't really want to browse and you're just like, no, I really want something specific, there's the search bar up here on the right-hand side. And you can even put in something like education, or I think I put in school one time. And a lot of results came up here too. So you can customize your search inside of this free template site however you want. And then I'm just going to walk you through one of them. So however you however you decide to get to the template you want or start browsing through. So it says, I put in education, there's 42 results for an educational templates or something they consider educational templates. Doesn't mean that you can't use the other ones for educational purposes. You just kind of scroll through and you can see all the little thumbnails, the little pictures right here. And then you find one that kind of speaks to you. I'm going to definitely pick a random one, probably dinosaurs, because that's what my daughter's into right now. And don't forget at the bottom here, when you get to the bottom, there's usually, so there's 42 results. We didn't see the 42 results, right? So not to insult anybody's intelligences, but when you get to a new tool, sometimes you don't see all the features that you have in front of you. So make sure that you pay attention to, like, is there more? Is that it? Well, here's all the different pages that you can click to with all the other options on there. Looks like my internet's running super slowly, cool. And then you can just skip all the way through to the end until you see all the templates. But I'm gonna go back to page 1. And I'm going to click on that dinosaur template so that you can see what this could look like and how you could utilize it in your learning space. So you could either click on the actual picture itself or the title of the presentation template. And this is a presentation template. It says who it's created by, who it's designed by. Again, sit back, have a think here. Don't just start clicking on things because there are some ads on here and that might take you somewhere you don't want to go. So this says it's, you know, cute dinosaurs. It's free for PowerPoint and Google Slides. Okay, cool. We can download it. Great. This is just the overview right here. And then you can either click on this where it says go to preview and download, or you can kind of scroll through if you're interested. Like I know you all are because you're all teachers. It's just who we are, what we do. So getting down here to the template. When I click on the template, I can start going through to see what all the other slides look like. So, and then how I can customize it to fit my needs. So going through all the arrows here, you see all of these, even in like Slides Go, and even in the Slides Media I'm going to show you, all of them have the opening instructions for use, which is awesome. So like when we download this, we're going to have that. So if you forget everything I say today, you'll know how to use it and how to like add it to your Google Drive, how to make a master copy and all that stuff. And then scrolling through, usually they have on all these templates an introduction. I forget sometimes, like when I'm, especially if I'm working with a new group of students or a new group of teachers, I forget introductions, or it doesn't have to be like introducing you. It could be introducing a topic or a transition to a new topic or a new chapter or something. So that kind of like hello page is on all of them. And then this is another reason I love these tools, because when I was in the classroom, I mean, I still am sometimes, I forget to like tell kids that we're moving on to something new, or that, you know, I'm not a textbook when I speak. So I don't often speak like a textbook, or I'm like, okay, now we're on chapter 2. Now go to session 1. But these templates kind of force you as an educator to make sure that you're organized so that the kids understand that they're transitioning and the kids understand what they're doing in class. So these transitions obviously look different depending on the template, but you can customize them. You can make copies of them. So if you have like 8 transitions, you can just make a copy of these slides or these PowerPoint templates and make it in there. And then this is where I'm going to kind of fast track it through. So you can, it says there's 5 of 29. So 29 slides total. We're on slide number 5. And I'll just show you kind of what it looks like. So there's a whole bunch of different kinds of slides. No, you don't have to use like this dinosaur. Like you can replace those images. You can replace some of the text. You can replace some of the colors. But keep in mind, these are templates. These are designers who have made these templates so that they look good, so that they're appealing, and so that it's easy on the eyes to the end user. So once I go through here and I think, you know what, this is definitely the dino template I want, then we have to take it and make it our own, because right now we're just looking at a template that anyone in the world could take and use. So to do that, and I'm going to use Google in this example, but you can also certainly, if you're a PowerPoint, if you're a Microsoft user, you can download the PowerPoint template and it'll work in a lot in the same way. So I say, yes, I want this. I'm going to use it as a Google Slides template. And as soon as I click on it, it forces a copy. And those of you that know how to force copies in Google Slides, that's exactly what it did. That's why it says copy up here. And then when I click on make a copy, it is no longer anybody else's. It is all mine. And hopefully it's not too slow here. And then I just want to show you a few more things before I move on to Slides Mania, and then I'll do Canva after that. So now this should look pretty familiar for those of you that use Google Slides. This is editable, and I know it's editable because when I look up in the Omnibox, it says edit. And when I click on it, I can edit it. So right now it's not necessarily inside of my Google Drive where I want it to be. It's inside my Google Drive, but you might want to, number one, put it where you want it. So as soon as you get these things, you can come up here to the Move folder, and then you can customize and move it wherever you want. I'm just going to put it inside of here, say Move here, and now I'll know that it's inside of there. The next thing you should probably do is change the title, just so you don't forget these things later, just like you would do with any other Google Slides. I want to put Dino here, my Dino template. Yeah, because it's yours and it's all yours and you can do anything you want with it. And when I click on the actual slides themselves, you'll notice that your cursor turns into an editable cursor, and you can start, I have no idea what I'm saying here. You could start editing just like you could any other Google Slides template. And that's that. I don't want to go too far into editing because your content is your content and you're the masters of your content, and I'm not going to interfere with that. But I do want to show you the last couple of things that are at the end of all of the slide templates and the PowerPoint templates. So at the very end, there's always like a thank you and talks about who created the template. But then there's all these emojis. So like, if you don't have emojis on your browser, or if you don't feel like going to an outside source to get emojis, you can get all these emojis, you can get all of these infographics, and you can literally just click on them and copy them or drag them if you wanted to, but copy them. I'm going to copy right here, Command C, and paste them wherever you want to paste them, so that you don't have to create something from scratch. You have an icon or an image or something, or an emoji like these over here that fit your needs. So that's kind of cool too. It's kind of like I think it's kind of like a bonus for these templates, so that you're not going to Google and searching for all these images. That takes a lot of time. So that's that in a nutshell. And everything else is editable, just like it always is. And the last thing I'll say here is don't forget to share it, to make sure that when it's ready to go live to your kids, that unless you put it in Google Classroom and then you share it that way, but don't forget to share it, because right now, as soon as you put it into your drive, it is private only to you. So that is, let me back out of here. That is how you go into a Slides Carnival or a Slides Go, navigate, find a template that you want, and take it and make it your own. And then I'm going to close this so that I save some bandwidth. I'm going to actually move over into Slides Mania because it's very similar, but Slides Mania is my favorite, as I put in the dorky little comment over here. It's my favorite. It's made by Paula Martinez, a super cool lady who's not even an educator. She just noticed a need for this and started pumping out all these super cool templates. And there's even a place to buy her a coffee if you really like what she does, because she does this all for free. So Slides Mania, I'm going to take a deep breath because I get really excited about this. Slides Mania is sweet. It's a lot like Slides Carnival and Slides Go, but way better. I'm going to come back here too because I want to talk to you about some things that I like. You can get choice boards out of here. You can get organizers out of here. You can get a lot of things out of here, and I'm going to show you how. And there's a little coffee on the bottom right-hand side if you want to send Paula a coffee for making all these cool things if you like them. So sit back and have a think. Okay, this looks pretty similar. I look at my dashboard. I see the ribbon up here is like how I can navigate, how I can filter. But as you can see right off the bat, there's education at the forefront. And inside of here, there are super cool templates, not just slides and PowerPoint templates, but like templates that kids can interact with. Digital notebooks that you can use, and I'll get there in a second. And please, if you want to geek out on your own and do this as I'm talking, go for it. I just want to highlight some of my favorites in here. There's choice boards and there's planners. And I just think, like, what better way to organize yourself digitally and help your kids get organized digitally than to use a template and not make something from scratch. So before I jump into these though, The rest is kind of the same. You can filter by color, you can filter by feel, by theme, and then there's also this over here. And I promise I'll jump back to the other stuff. These are made by educators for educators. So in all of your free time, browse some of these. They're super cool. Usually they're like super relevant to the time. Like there's a little Valentine's Day thing here. And just a lot of neat templates that teachers made because they were relevant to what they were doing. So check that out. That's the edu by edu section. And I'm going to go to one of my favorite things. So coming back up here to the top to education, I'm going to show you a notebook style because there's a lot of cool things in here. Okay, so same thing. These are all templates and they're for Google Slides or PowerPoint, but you can use them for different purposes. So those of you that, you know, in person, your kids had this notebook and you liked it because you could refer back to it. That's where they like documented everything and that made sense to you and it made sense to them. Well, here's a digital version that you don't have to do anything with, but take and make your own. So I like a lot of these. And of course, it depends on what you're teaching and who your audience is, but there's like some elementary focused ones. And when you click on them, again, it'll give you a preview. So I just clicked on that little elementary notebook. It'll give you a preview up here to kind of show you how it's outlined, what they look like and how you can edit it. And then you can go down to the bottom, just like we did with Slides Mania, and you can go through each of the slides to see if it's what you're looking for specifically. And remember, like if you don't like reading and writing and math and whatever else, those are the things you can edit. So that's how you can customize these things. And even the days of the week, even these tabs here on the side, when I click on them, as you can see, you click on it and it goes right to that day of the week. Maybe you wanted to say something like A block or B block or period 1 or session 2 or whatever you want. Those are the things that you can actually edit when you open it in Google Slides. I already did it. Might as well do it for you. When you open it in Google Slides and make it your own. So think about those things. And maybe this style, of course, isn't working for you, which is totally fine. But I clicked on it on accident. If I wanted to go through with this and edit it and make it my own, I would go to use template, which I'm not going to do right now. I'm just going to close this and go back. So think about that. Think about some things that you could use. This could be something you have in Google Classroom that it's there for the kids. They can't edit it, but they can view it and they can go through it and they can see what's due that day. You can even put hyperlinks in here to make it more interactive so that the kids have access to it and they can click on it and it takes them to an activity, or it takes them right to like a reading website or a math game or something. Totally customizable. You can take these and use them and like kind of keep them in your little teacher tool cabinet, or you can also do something like this. So those are just a few notebook styles. You can also go into some of the planners and use them with your kids. So this could be like a year-long thing, or this could be like a planner, a way to organize like a research project or something that your kids, a collaborative thing that your kids are doing together, or just to get them like time management, planning their stuff. I love this file cabinet one because I think this could be super versatile. I think it could be really versatile for anything you want to, like you could, again, take the Monday off of these little file cabinets. Let me go down where it's more interactive. You could take the Monday off of those little file cabinets and put something else in there. Like, hey, everybody, this is all your, I don't know, your hypothesis stuff for the science experiment that you're doing. So all your stuff goes inside of here. And then here's where all your research goes. And here's where all your, forgive me, I can't think of the next step. Here's where everything else goes. And then put your final, publishings right here. And that could be something, again, like that you could use or the kids could take and make it their own, because all it takes is you sharing this template with them, and then they can take it and they can use it. And if you're in Google Classroom, you can force a copy for each kid so they each get their own, or it could be something more collaborative. But those are just a few ideas. And the choice boards are another thing. So talking about creating this content, talking about creating things that are flexible for your kids. That you maybe just make one time and then you can use over and over again. These are some tools that might be really awesome for you to use and could flex no matter what your learning environment is. Like this true false thing, that's so easy, right? And it's getting kids engaged, it's getting kids to answer questions. There's a Jeopardy template like I talked about before. Basically, you're making these things and you're giving it to the kids and you're using it over and over again. So is there work up front? Yeah, for sure, there always is. But will those master templates of whatever you choose over here be there forever? Yes, of course. So I think that was all I wanted to talk about with Slides Mania. Hopefully you heard my excitement as I got into there. And then you just make it once. And then what I would do with some of those before I get into Canva with the Slides Carnival and the Slides Mania is I think about things that, upgrading your content one tiny bit at a time. Maybe just think about something you could use those with, like something like a warm-up activity. So you make like a master warm-up activity template using one of these things, and then you just make a copy of it for every single warm-up activity you do for like each week. And then you build your own little beautiful library of warm-up activities that you can use for the rest of the year and for next year, and they'll be done. All right, so I'm going to go into Canva again. Click on that little Canva for Education if you want to look into applying for a free upgraded log in here, a free upgraded subscription. Otherwise, just like me, just use the free stuff. So for those of you that are familiar with Canva, cool. I'm so glad you're using it. For those of you that are not familiar with Canva, Canva is like a beast of a creation tool that you can use for way more stuff than I'm going to show you. Like you can see my resumes down here. It's cool. I like to think I'm a creative person, but then I look into some of these templates and I'm like, ooh, I should really up my game. And what I really like about Canva lately is that you can do a lot of cool things like grab some Google Classroom headers and customize some things that you maybe are, bored with or just want to upgrade. And when you click on this banner, when I'm inside of my Canva dashboard, you can go into school. And then as soon as you click on school, you have all of these options to choose from, and then we'll get a little deeper into them too. But so yeah, posters you can make, you can use a template, some infographics, some presentation tools, brochures, worksheets, lesson plans, yearbook ideas, class schedules are like, there's like mind maps in here. Actually, I'm going to click on that one. And then I talked about the Google Classroom header. So I did that too fast. So this is your overall dashboard. And I'm not going to like do too much of a tour in here because everything's kind of right in front of your face right now. But when you get inside of here, you find the templates that you want based on what you want to find. So if I wanted to find like a mind map, I could have just gone up here and typed in mind map or Google Classroom or whatever. Or you can use the filtering tools that they have right here, which I did. And I clicked on school and then I clicked on mind map. And then that opened into a new tab right over here. And this is what Canva does. You can always go back to your home screen and then you'll have what you're currently working on right here. Cool thing about Canva, a lot like Google, is it saves things automatically as long as you have an internet connection. Even if you start working on a design and you stop, it'll save it and it'll end up right here under your designs. So that's neat. You don't have to save it and think about it. Take something off your plate. So I clicked on mind map, and then as you can see, there's like a whole bunch of ideas here. Some are free, most are free. Some of them aren't. You could search the free tools when you're searching, or when you hover over them, they'll say free in the little corner here. And then if you don't have a pro account, or if you don't qualify for that pro account, sometimes it's like one little image. Like in my resume, there was like one little image that was, when I downloaded it, you cost like $1 or something. So just depends on how much you love that content and how willing you are to pay for it. But most of the stuff is free and pretty good in my opinion. So I'm sifting through these mind maps here. I'm going to click on one just for the sake of time. I don't know. Let's do this one. Okay, so I clicked on book review guide. Now I can click on this little arrow to hide all those other options. And you have your editable dashboard right here. So there's nothing in here that you can't edit, basically. You can zoom in like I'm going to. right down here at the bottom. Let's do, don't want to make it too big. Okay, let's do 100. So when you click on these things, they're kind of their own little piece, and that's what you can edit, and that's what you can customize. So you can click inside the box, it'll highlight the box, and double click, and then you can start editing. So book review guide, maybe, oops, get your hands on the keys, Pam. Okay, student review guide. You can customize the text that way. You can delete whole sections. Even these little sections right here, you can customize. So maybe this is a specific book that the kids were reading. And by the way, kids can use this too with proper permission. So when you highlight these little things in this little wheel on this mind map, you can customize it. So maybe you want to add main characters or the characters' names, or maybe you don't say the word context in your class to your kids, and you want to adjust that to, have common language. Whatever you need to do here, you can do. And then again, so many different uses. So this could be your flexible classroom material. This could be something that you take and the kids can make their own. This could be something that you make and you design to have as part of your lesson. Whatever you want to do with it, it's up to you. And the sky's kind of the limit. You can add a lot of things on the left-hand side here, which I could probably spend like all day doing, but it's already halfway through our session, so I won't. You can upload your own content, like, oh, there's my profile picture. You can also add other photos to this. You can include audio. You can add more text. You can include videos to make it a bit more interactive. And then you can mess with the background and organize things by folders. But going back to the edit view here, once you're done doing whatever you need to do with it, it's already saved, and right here is how you title it. So I'm just gonna put something here. Then you can download it or you can share it. And the way to do that, and this is where like the power of Canva comes in, when you download and you go to this little download button. Oh, wait, one more thing before you download. You could also present right from Canva. So if you don't want to do a thing and you just made this off the, like on the fly, you could present right from Canva with this little present tool, and you could go through whatever it is that you made. So you never have to take it out of Canva is my point. Or if it's like a thing where you want your kids to all engage in, and you want to customize it during a synchronous session or something, then you present it and then they tell you who the main characters were. They tell you who the author was, or whatever it is that that you're talking about with them. However, if you want to download it and put it somewhere, like put it in your LMS, or you actually even, I download these things a lot because I don't always like making things from scratch, and I will turn this into a whole slide, or I will turn this into a little icon or something on a Google site if I'm making a Google site for my kids or something. And when you do that, you go to download and then you click on file type, and there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do depending on what it is that you're creating. You can download this like a PNG or a JPEG, so different images, so pictures. Usually a PDF, like this thing is probably going to look best as a PDF. You can download it as a PDF with like high print quality if it's something you want to print. And then if it's applicable, you can save it as MP4, like a video file, or a GIF, depending on what it is that you're doing. But either way, the idea here is using these templates, and I'm going to go back to the home screen here, using these templates so that you don't have to create stuff from scratch, and so that they're flexible enough that you can take them and you can edit them, and whatever you make in Canva just kind of sits in here, and you can go back and customize it, based on like the next group of kids you're going to get next year or next semester, or a different class period. Because the other thing you can do, for those of you that teach multiple sections, is you can make copies of these things. So if I customize this for my first period students, but I know my second period students need something in different colors, or they need to use different words, and they need some differentiation or modifications. Whatever I do here, I can just make a copy of by going to, what am I doing? Duplicate. So this little add page, oh my gosh, sorry, hold on. Okay, I made a mistake. I'm gonna get out of here. When I click this whole thing, Sometimes tech people struggle. When I click this whole thing, I can duplicate the page up here. And I click on duplicate, and now it looks exactly like it did up here. So when you want to duplicate things, or honestly, if you want to make one of these for each one of your kids and just customize it and you don't want to use any other tools, you could do that. You just keep duplicating it over and over again. And then you'll see it separates it by page up here at the top. Okay, glad I was getting a little sweaty. I was getting nervous with that one. But that is Canva. And that is what I wanted to show you as far as those, I'm going to close these, as far as those 3 tools were concerned, because it helps you upgrade your content without much effort. You just kind of plug and go once you get used to it. And you can share it. You can share it anywhere.